Hey folks, I have a really exciting announcement about an event I'm organising in January 2021, the Irish History Summit. In short, the summit is an exclusive one-day online event where leading Irish historians will present talks on various aspects of modern Irish history. While the topics have been carefully chosen to help Leaving Cert history students prepare for the exams of 2021, the summit will appeal to anyone with a love of Irish history. The idea for the summit originated when myself and Damien Lawler, who many of you will know from the series The Road to Old Croghan, got talking about the importance of making history engaging and accessible. Damien is a history teacher himself, and we got chatting about using online resources, which are becoming more and more important. This is a double-edged sword because, while it opens up great possibilities for students, all too often Wikipedia ends up being the one and only source used. Judging on emails I've received, the history teachers listening to this will be all too familiar with this phenomenon. Anyway, myself and Damien came up with the idea of the Irish History Summit to provide Leaving Cert students in particular with accessible, trustworthy online resources. So the History Summit, which takes place on January the 19th, 2021, sees 6 top historians present talks on topics which frequently come up in the Leaving Cert History Exam. These historians, drawn from Ireland's top universities and institutions, are the very people whose research shaped the history books. While the summit will provide students with access to cutting-edge insights specifically for the Leaving Cert, the summit will appeal to anyone with an interest in Irish history, given the calibre of the speakers. While you can find out more details at historysummit.eventbrite.com, I'm really excited by the top-quality list of speakers. You'll be familiar with many of them. Liz Gillis, for example, who's a regular contributor to TV and radio discussions on the revolutionary period, will be talking about the threat and use of physical force in Ireland from 1913 to 1923. Dr. Brian Hanley, a lecturer in the History Department of Trinity College Dublin, will be talking about the famous Anglo-Irish Treaty of 1921. Dr. Leanne McCormack of University of Ulster will be looking at the impact of international developments on the state of Northern Ireland in the tumultuous decades of the 1930s and 40s. Dr. Richard McElligott, a lecturer in Dundalk Institute of Technology, will discuss the Gaelic revival, which will encompass the history of the GAA. Dr. Mary McAuliffe from University College Dublin will pick apart the social and economic problems faced by Irish governments between the Civil War and the Second World War. And finally, Dr. Patrick Mulroe, a second-level teacher, will look at the pivotal Sunningdale Agreement and the power-sharing executive from 1973 to 74, which is central to understanding the Troubles in the North. These topics, as history teachers listening will know, have been carefully chosen because they have regularly featured on Leaving Cert history papers over the last decade. The History Summit will provide students with unique access to these leading historians because each talk will be followed by an online questions and answers session where students can ask follow-up questions. Also, as part of the History Summit, participants will be provided with podcasts of each talk, which will provide excellent revision material for students as the exams of 2021 approach. Now you can find out more on how to book tickets for the History Summit at historysummit.eventbrite.com. That's historysummit.eventbrite.com. There's links in the show notes. Alternatively, if you have children taking history for the Leaving Cert, get in touch with their history teacher and let them know about the History Summit. It'll be an invaluable resource as the exams approach. That address is historysummit.eventbrite.com.